Fishing this year has been tough. This summer was stupid hot. It was pretty much unbearable to fish. Didn't find many fish. The water was hot, the water was shallow. It was definitely tough. Didn't do too good. So we just went to Brazil. We was fishing for peacock bass. I don't know if the video fishing in the Amazon is out yet or not, but if it's out, you're gonna see it. If it's not, subscribe to the channel anyways, cause it's gonna be there. But anyways, we finally in the fall in Louisiana. Right now, it's about 70 degrees. It's not that miserable, it's pretty overcast. And fall fish is one of my favorites, the time that the speckled trout's transitioning from offshore to inshore, so you should find them on some points and all. And today we fish in a very special area. That's an area that I learned how to fish. That's where I first started fishing with my boy Tony Fontenot, one of my best friends. Unfortunately, he's not out here with us anymore, but that's the first time since he passed that I launched on this boat launch that I used to launch with him, and I fished this area that I'm gonna fish today. You know, that hits me pretty hard every time I go there, and it's time for me to go back to my roots and see if I still know anything that I learned from him. So today we're gonna be targeting anything we can. We're gonna be fishing Dularge. If you know Dularge, that's a box of surprise. You can catch reds, you can catch specks, you can catch suckle, you can catch bass, you can catch anything. So today is all about going out there and fish. I've been in Brazil for 3 weeks, and I haven't ran my boat in about 2 months. So I haven't ran my boat in about 2 months. So I had to go out today and run some gas through the engine, and we're gonna go fishing. Let's go fishing. Welcome back to Living Outdoors. Make sure you subscribe to the channel, give that thumbs up, and let's go fishing. Folks, that's the very first spot we're gonna fish. So one of the strategies we're gonna look for today is find birds diving. I didn't see any birds diving just yet, so we're gonna hit some key spots. We're gonna hit some points, some place where I believe the trout might be staging up for the winter time, or where they're gonna be as they transition to the lakes. So let's go fishing. Let's go see if we can find something. Just gonna cruise around, cast the swim bait to cover areas until we find some. When you find something, we might swap to a popping cork to stay in that strike zone, you know. But as of right now, we're gonna fish. Might throw a little jerk bait here in a little bit. So we just lost our first fish. Was a little trout. Put the trolling motor anchor mode, stay right here, and was a very small speckled trout, maybe 8 inches, but that's a good sign. A fish is a fish. Let's go see if we can get something else. We might go to the popping cork here for a little bit, and I see a lot of bait fish jumping around, which is good. Let's focus right here a little bit. We're gonna do a few more casts with the swim bait. If that doesn't work, we're gonna go to a popping cork with a shrimp in it. Let's go ahead and make a few casts with the popping cork. See what depth I'm fishing at. That's about 2.5 foot of water, so that should be I should be on a good depth right here. Throw the 4 horsemen out there with a voodoo shrimp. And these 4 horsemen, oh, as soon as I popped, as soon as I cast, first pop, had a bite. What's great about this popping cork is the 4 horsemen cork has makes a noise that simulates a fish feeding. So these fish, they love it. Y'all check this out. That's definitely my favorite corks. There might be small fish eating, but let's try to put one on the boat just to make sure. If that small fish, that matches what I've been told, that we have a lot of school trout around here. You gotta catch a lot of school trout to catch a keeper. But catching school trout is better than catching no trout. So we're gonna give it hell. We have all day to fish today. That seemed to be a keeper, right? Oh, I lost it. That was a keeper. That felt like a keeper. It was fighting pretty good. So I'm excited. I'm excited, man. Looks like we up to something. That's the very supposed. That might be a keeper right here. No, that's not a keeper. But that's the very first spot that we stopped to fish. And look at the size of that thing. That's some baby. That's actually white trout. There is no size limit on white trout. However, once you kill them, once they die, the meat gets super mushy. So I'm not a big fan of them. But it's a white trout. It's a fish. Not what we're looking for quite. But fish is a fish. Another white trout. Still don't know what we're looking for, man. I mean, I'm happy that we find a fish, we catch a fish. If you bring in a kid to fish and all, that's awesome, you know. And also, I'm not fishing for food today. I mean, I'm gonna keep speckled trout. It's always good to have a speckled trout. I can trade with some deer meat or something. Well, I can keep for myself, but I do have some fish home. So if I don't catch keepers, if I don't catch speckled trout, it's okay. We're just here to have fun. I want to come out of here today just to run my boat. But we catch them and that's fun, you know. We're gonna stay here for about 10 minutes. If Saul catches those little white trout, we're gonna go ahead and that's actually a speck. It's an undersized speck, but that's a speckled trout right here. If you see, you got some little specks on it. That's the speckled trout. That's what we're looking for, but we're looking for the decent size, you know, not from the baby size. If you guys know from South Louisiana, you might, and you think about coming fishing over here, the popping cork system pretty much works like that. You have a popping cork, you have a leader. Usually I use a fluorocarbon leader because it's invisible in the water and it's harder to pop. It frays before it pops. And I have about a 1.5 to 1 foot a leader and a soft plastic underneath it, and pretty much that's a good system to stay on the strike zone, you know. So once you cast it out there, the most important thing is pop it so it makes this noise. I don't know if you guys can hear, but that noise simulates a fish eating that attracts other fish. Predator fish feeds through vibration, you know. That's how they locate where the feeding frenzy is going on, where they have a hurt fish. And that's why it's important to make all that, you see, make all that noise. As soon as you pop the cork, that thing goes down. Now if you fish with live bait or shrimp or dead shrimp, you can just cast out there and wait. The fish is gonna find the smell, it's gonna find it. But if you fish with artificial bait, you gotta work a little bit. That's why it's called popping cork. You gotta work the tip of your rod to make this noise, you know. And that's it. You pretty much work it, wait it, work it, and wait until you get a strike. Not a speckled trout, not a keeper again, but a speckled trout. And I was told that I was gonna find a lot of school trout. So the nets are getting pretty bad. So let me show you guys a little secret. This right here is called Amber Romance by Victoria's Secret. If you live in South Louisiana, you know, and you fish down here, you know how important this right here is. I don't care what type of bug spray you got. I never used anything that's better than Amber's Romance. Plus, you smell pretty good. So now we good. Let's go back and do a few more casts, see if we catch anything bigger, and then we're gonna make a move. Now it's a nice, feels like a nicer fish. Not anymore though. The cork went under. Nice. And it felt heavy, but it wasn't. Just a little white trout. Them things are hit like grown-ass trout. Jesus Christ. I haven't been here in a while, but I know this lake holds fish. So we're just gonna try to cover some area. Just fish around, fish around, fish around. Another fish, what that is, probably another white trout. Another white trout. Man. They small and they know what we're looking for. But I figured that if we find this fish, we should come across a couple nicer ones. So we're gonna give it a little more try here. We're gonna stay here for a little bit more, and if that doesn't work, we're gonna make a run towards the Jug Lake. See if we find some redfish somewhere around there, or maybe some bass. Because apparently the nice skipper trout is not in yet. We found a speckled trout, we found white trout, just not the right size speck. And white trout, we don't want to keep white trout today, so we're gonna give a little more time over here. That's the third spot we stop, and every spot we stop and we are catching fish, just not the right size. So I believe in a couple months they're gonna be thick in here, so we'll be back. Always these little things. Jesus Christ, that's like the fourth spot we stopped today. And that's how we catch them. Oh man, I believe that this trout, man, this water is cold. This trout might either still be transitioning from offshore, or we just not on them. So let's go ahead, I guess, and see if we can find some redfish or some bass. So at least we can show some fish to y'all that's worth. Big ol' redfish, finally. I knew this fish should be here. And that's not that big, but it's a keeper or it's a catfish. Redfish. With this water moving over here, I knew I would find a red. So I was looking for something that would sink a little more. So I found a heavier jig head. I found me a little heavier jig head and he ate it. I knew that I would find them on this moving water. On a matrix shed. Let's measure him real quick. See if he makes 16. Not quite 16 yet. 14 inches. But it's a fish. Go ahead and take a little picture with it. Put him back in the water. Took our picture for a thumbnail. There he goes. That's the first sign of life. So that tells me if I focus on those running waters, while the water is running right now, I might find some fish. These fish, predator fish, they stage up on these moving areas, ready to ambush fish. So anywhere the current's breaking, like back in here, I know that there's rocks under there because I've seen this place when the water's low. They chilling right there, so I'm pretty much letting this thing sink down there, and eventually we're gonna catch a keeper. So let's go fishing. Another one on a redder trap. That fights a little better. Is either a nice bass, another red. Might not be a 16 yet. Is another redfish, probably a red on the redder trap. I think I might have side hooked that thing because it feels heavier than what. Oh no, I got it on the mouth. So red, another red. I might catch a 16 in the middle of those little bitty things. Nice color. Nice little red. Still know what we're looking for. Oh, sorry, buddy. But we catching something, you know. A lot of small trout today, a lot of small redfish today. But as long as we have trolling motor battery, we're gonna be alright. This one hit as soon as the redder trap hit the water. So this place is full of redfish. We are gonna try a few other cuts, just in case, because we might find a keeper somewhere. Ooh, red. I got a 12-pound leader. On the first cast, a 12-pound leader. So if I fight it too much, I'ma lose the fish. I know it's a red the way it was hitting the head and how heavy. Oh, there's a bull red though. It's not a keeper red, but might be able to submit the redfish for a record. Man, there's a nice red. Ih, Rafael, te vira para editar esse aqui. Oh, there's a nice redfish. The 4 horseman cork with a voodoo shrimp. If I put this fish in the boat, I'm gonna take some measurements. And I submit him for a record. Now, how I'm gonna land this fish by myself, I don't know either. All right, we got him. Look at the size of this thing, guys. Oh yeah, nice bull red. Let's go ahead and get him. Jesus Christ, that's a nice fish. Oh, look at the size of this thing, fellas. Oh, there's a nice fish. Let's go ahead and set up the camera to take a nice picture, and then we're gonna let him go. So we've been grinding all day, found a lot of small fish, not that we could keep. A couple redfish in the last spot. That's where we came from, on the last spot, first cast. We catch this monster. Not sure how big it was. I couldn't film the release of the fish, but we have the picture, the thumbnail and all. The reason being is, I submitted the fish for a record in a Brazilian system. So I had to take a picture and I have to film me measuring him. I was measuring him right here. I have to measure him and release him on the same video. So I couldn't film over here. But I'm gonna have the video on my Instagram, Felipe Ferreira USA. I'm happy. We're gonna go ahead and fish a little bit more, see if we catch something else, and man, I'm happy. All right, that's it, guys. I'm too pumped. It's a little late, I'm hungry. I would say the fishing day today was a success. So let's go ahead and pack it up and go back home. And that's it for today, folks. We fished a lot, caught a lot of fish, didn't catch any keeper speckled trout, caught a lot of white trout, but didn't want to keep white trout, caught a couple of small redfish, and finally caught a trophy redfish in the very last spot. And I'm happy. Like I said, I'm gonna submit the fish for a world record, and that's through a Brazil institution. And I don't remember if they have anybody that submit redfish through them, but that's what we use in Brazil. And I'm gonna try to enter the category of international Brazilians fishing in international waters. So I'm pretty pumped. I'm gonna go home, take a look at the video, the pictures, and see if I can submit it, see if they're gonna accept it. And that's it. Thank you for watching. Smash the like button, subscribe to the channel. Huge shout out to my boy Rafael, that's gonna edit this video, my producer, my cameraman whenever he's around me, my everything. Not my everything, but that's my dude right there. So thank you for watching. I'll see you guys next time. Thank you for watching another video of Living Outdoors.